In this video, we will look at property rights and the fundamental role they play with all other rights. We'll look at how rights are limited. We'll consider the claim that there are group rights and why that claim is actually dangerous. And we'll cover a couple of exceptions to positive rights, exceptions that show that positive rights can be good. In order to understand the significant and fundamental role of property rights, one must understand what property rights exactly entails. Well, first, it means that you have the right to exclusive use. If you don't want others to use your property, if you don't want to share or give away your property, you do not have to. Second, it means that you have the right to legal protection against invaders. You have the right to self-defense, a right to defend your property. You have the right to transfer your property to another person, to exchange, to trade, to give it away. Basically, you have the right to do anything with your property as long as it does not violate the equal rights of others. Property rights are fundamental to all other rights. Every other right that you have is dependent upon property rights. And so undermining these property rights is dangerous. If you think about it, without the right to property, your ability to enjoy your right to life, liberty, religion, speech, to peaceably assemble, and any other is seriously threatened. Some people argue that rights must be limited and regulated by government, that if they are not, it will result in anarchy or something. Such a claim would be an indication that this person does not really have an accurate understanding of what rights are. Rights are naturally limited by the equal rights of others. Your right to life does not mean you have the right to someone else's bone marrow. Your right to free speech does not mean you can enter someone's home and give a lecture. In short, your rights are naturally confined by the equal rights of others. Your right to swing a hammer, for example, ends at the tip of someone else's nose. Once the exercising of a particular right begins to infringe on the right of someone else, that's when your right ends. Next, it's important to understand that rights are individual. Rights are not collective. There's no such thing as collective rights or group rights. All natural rights are individual. By claiming a certain group has rights, such as labor rights, or gay rights, women's rights, or whatever, by assigning rights to groups, it presumes that some groups are more equal than others. It fosters a collectivist mindset. It promotes identity politics. Some people call that tribalism, and sows seeds of discord. It establishes an us versus them framework. Furthermore, group rights are positive rights assigned to people who identify in a particular way and often, if not always, entail the violation of someone else's individual rights. Let's say that you're an employer and that one of your employees, one of your workers, has started to identify as a transgender person. As a result, they begin dressing in ways that you do not think are conducive to your business, in ways that you think will make it difficult for you to run your business as effectively, as efficiently, and productively as you can. Well, if this person has group rights associated with them from the transgender community, then you will not have the authority, the right, to dismiss this person, to lay this person off, to fire this person from his or her job. That would be a violation of your property rights, your right to run your business the way you think is best. Last, let's consider exceptions to positive rights. We already had a video on positive rights that clearly shows that positive rights are not true rights, as they require force and violate our natural rights. But I did not share with you the exceptions. Positive rights can be good and beneficial when they exist to protect negative rights. The examples of good positive rights apply to government. They impose an obligation not on private individuals, but on government. A good example would be the right to a jury trial. This positive right requires the government to provide a jury trial for an individual accused of breaking a law. This is a requirement so that an individual's right to life, liberty, and property are more secure from arbitrary violation on the part of the civil government. So, the positive rights that are exceptions exist to protect negative rights. These exceptions include two standards. One, it imposes obligations on government and not individuals. And two, they exist to protect negative rights.